So let's start working. Did you write some sentences from the vocabulary?
Mm, I think I did it. I think I can do some sentences.
Okay.
The I made the sentence with unbalanced.
Okay.
Um, our classroom our classroom member has unbalanced. That's the thing.
Okay. So maybe you could say the classroom is unbalanced between boys and girls.
Mm,
Okay. Does that make sense?
yes.
All right. How about another word from the vocabulary?
Hmm.
Did you write these? Did you finish these?
Yes.
Okay.
We have to go to the page 43 today.
Did you finish writing the homework?
Yes.
Okay. What's your next sentence?
Misery.
Okay.
I think this is a song.
Okay.
I am in misery.
I am in misery. Okay. That's a very simple sentence. Could you say, I am in misery because something? Because of?
Because my school grade was not good.
Okay. That's a good reason to be in misery. Yeah. Another sentence?
That's all, I think.
Okay. Very good. I like your sentences. Okay, so last time, just to review, we looked at page 42, the vocabulary, and then we checked out the Happy News website.
Mhm.
What did you think of the Happy News website?
I think it's a very good idea
Hmm.
to tell people about happy stories.
Hmm.
I think it will going to help people about think different,
Hmm.
positive.
Think differently.
Mm.
Mhm. Good. Um, so why did the man start the website Happy News?
Because he thought the newspaper had has unbalanced.
And there was too much of what kind of news?
There was too much of unhappy news.
Right, right. So his website is very popular, but why do some people disagree with his view?
Um, because they think the newspaper
Hmm.
news need to tell people about the problem
Hmm.
and make people to fix the problems, make
Right.
it better.
People need to hear the serious news and the even if the stories are bad, because then they can help with the problems.
Mm.
Yeah. What group of people read Happy News the most?
Women's,
Women.
yeah, women know us.
Hmm. Yeah, women read Happy News the most. Good. Okay, great. Let's go to the next page and we'll answer some questions about the story. Page 43. Number one, can you read the question?
Okay. What another possible title for the reading?
Hmm.
Mm, A. Bryant.
Okay, can you read it?
Br- Byron
Hmm.
Reese tells people how to be happy.
Okay. Does he tell them how? He gives them some good news. Maybe he tells them how to be happy. What's another good title for the story? There's another one that might work well.
Good news for changing?
Read it one more time.
Good news for a changing?
Good news for a change.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. Oh, no, change. Oh.
Sometimes we use that expression for a change to mean that we're doing something different. So if we're saying good news for a change, that means, okay, this is a little different because now we're reading good news. Okay, so I think A or B would be a good choice. Number 2, how is happy news different than other news sources?
Its stories are not about bad things.
Exactly, its stories are not about bad things, they're about good things. Number 3, can you read it?
People not like happy news. A. It doesn't tell them about important issue or problems.
Exactly. Maybe they will miss an important story because it's sad or upsetting. Number 4, which of the following is not true about happy news after its first month online?
D. Reese use it to create other websites.
Right. That's not true. He only made one website. And the other things are true. It had thousands of readers. Most of its readers were women, and readers sent in nice letters about it every day. And number 5, what does unique mean in this reading?
Unique. Interesting? Maybe?
Sometimes unique can mean interesting. But let's go back to this story. In the last part, he says, by the end of its first month online, Happy News had more than 70,000 unique readers.
Different.
Different, right. Each of those readers were different people. Right. And that's very important for websites to have unique readers, as many as possible. Okay, very good. I have a question for you. For question number 2,
Yes.
it says for answer C, what does its mean? Its stories are not about bad things. What does its mean?
Happy news.
Right. It's a pronoun talking about happy news. Very good. Okay, let's look at the idiomatic expressions. We have set up,
Set up.
agree with,
Agree with.
on a daily basis.
On a daily basis.
Okay. Maybe you've heard some of these before.
I think I had.
Okay. So set up can mean to create or to start. For example, Henry Ford set up his car company in 1903. Also, the man in the story, Byron Reese, he set up a website. We can talk about setup for businesses, websites, maybe models. Does your school have a science fair sometimes?
Um,
One more time?
no.
Oh, okay. Sometimes schools have these science fairs, right? And students make projects. And when they finish making the project, then all the students together set up their projects, maybe in one room. So that's another way that we can use setup as an expression. Have you heard this before?
Yes, I think. Set up.
Okay.
Setting up.
hmm Can you make an example sentence with setup? Maybe for a business?
Business. Set up.
Maybe start with your subject. Who set up?
I set up.
Okay.
So what do I need to set up?
Maybe think about any kind of business. So I
Business.
set up,
Entertainment.
okay, I set up an entertainment company.
Okay. I set up an entertainment company
When did you set it up?
at uh 2000 and about this year is 13 and 2030 about
Okay. So this is about the future.
mm, I
Okay. So
will.
maybe, yeah, maybe you can use will. So one more time. I will.
I will set up an entertainment company at 2030.
Okay. Usually with dates, in this case, we would use in 2030.
Mm.
Okay. That's very exciting. I hope so. Okay. Next one is agree with. Pretty simple. To have the same idea or opinion as someone. Can you read the example sentence?
Okay, I agree with you. Last night's homework was very difficult.
Let's make a sentence with agree with, maybe using he and she, or use he as the subject.
He agreed with her opinion
Okay. About what?
about the happy news.
Okay. He agreed with her opinion about happy news. Good. Um, what's the opposite? Do you know the opposite of agree?
Disagree.
Disagree, of course. Good. Okay, next one. On a daily basis. This means every day. Do you exercise on a daily basis? How would you answer that question? Do you exercise on a daily basis?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Can you make a full, like a longer sentence using daily basis as an answer?
Yes, I exercise on a daily basis.
Good. Um, can you ask me a question using daily basis?
Do you go to work on a daily basis?
Yes, I go to work on a daily basis. Or I could say, yes, I go to work every day.
Mm,
Okay. Any questions about these idioms?
No.
Okay. Let's fill in the blank 1, 2, and 3. Number 1.
It is important to practice your English on a daily basis.
Good. So how often?
Every day.
Every day, right. Number 2. Not all of the reports blank each other about the facts of the court case.
Agree with?
Agree with. Good. And number 3.
The artist set up her new studio in her basement.
Very good. So what does that mean? What did she do?
She created the studio, her own studio in her
In her
basement.
basement, right? Good. To create, start, put together.
Mm.
Okay, good. Let's go to the next page, page 44. So we're filling in the blanks with the correct words or phrases. Can you maybe take 1 moment and look at it, and then if you can read it with the correct words, that would be great.
Okay.
Maybe let's start with number 1.
Okay, I did it all.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
A man named Byron Reese set up an online source of news information. Reese's website is different from other news media because his website only reports happy news. Because Reese believes that he can provide a more balanced view of today's society by reporting stories that don't focus on bad things. Others believe that the news media has the responsibility to report on issues that people need to know about. Reese agree with them, but he also thinks people get a distorted view of the world if they only hear about bad news all the time.
Okay, good reading. Those are correct words. Just a couple of things. After number 4, it says report on issues. And really make sure that when you're reading the words, that if there's an S sound at the end, that you do that S sound. Also, the same thing with number 5. Reese agrees with them. So remember with he, she, or it, when we're conjugating the verb, we need to use that S sound at the end. I could say I agree, you agree, but when it's he or the person's name, Reese, we use agrees. Agrees with. Okay. So the last sentence, Reese agrees with them, but he also thinks people get a distorted view of the world. What does distorted mean in this sentence? What do you think?
Distorted mean
It was on your vocabulary list from the reading.
To not truly represent the fact to be false.
Okay. So he thinks people will get a distorted view of the world. So can you give me an example? If someone's reading the bad news all the time, what would their view of the world be? Like if you just read the what they call the bad news, what would your view or opinion of the world be?
Unpositive.
Unpositive? Maybe you think that there's only bad news all the time. So your opinion is a little bit off. It's not true. Your view of the world. That's what that distortion means. So it's like a little not correct. So that's why Reese wanted to create this website, because he thought everyone's view was distorted. Okay, good. Good job. Let's we have a couple minutes left. Let's go to page 45 and do the discussion. We talked a little bit about this the other day. Where do you usually hear or read news reports?
I nearly read news from newspaper every day, and sometimes television news program.
When you do read the newspaper, what section do you prefer to read first?
Every day changes, but these days I'm focused on about North Korea's things.
Yeah.
And nearly about science and technology.
Hmm.
Mm.
Are there things about science and technology every day in the newspaper?
Oh yes, I think yesterday the England scientist
Hmm.
invented a machine that can make liver inside our body
Yeah.
be
Wow.
safe until
That's
24 hours.
wow.
Take it out.
That's incredible.
Mm,
Okay. Well, I think we're finished with our time today.
okay.
So for homework, it's pretty simple. I would like you to, uh, before our next class, find a newspaper article that is interesting to you. And then for the next class, just have the article and just tell me a little bit about it, just for like 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, John. Good job today, and I'll see you next time.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.